Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss how and when objects are stored in heap and when and how the data is stored in the stack memory. So, whenever we run our Java program, the objects or variables or data are stored in the heap memory and stack variable. So, in this video, we will discuss with a sample Java program. It means like we will execute the Java program line by line and we will see what happens in the heap memory and the stack memory. Okay, so this is the sample example Java program. So here we have a test class, and in this test class we have three main methods. Three methods. One is main method, one is add method, and other is the subtract method. Okay, now so basically, in the Java program, whenever we run a Java program, our JVM will search for the main method. So it will search for the main method and it will trigger the main method first. Okay, so main method is the compulsory method which we need to declare in a Java class. So that JVM will search for that main method and will trigger that the main method. Okay, now in this main method, what we are doing? So here we initialized a variable a and we assigned value 10 to it. Okay, and we are creating a new object for the test class. Okay, and next we are calling the add method and the subtract method. Okay, so these things we are doing in this main method, and another method is add method. So in this add method, we are passing a variable a to this add method and we are incrementing the value of that a and we are returning the result, and that result we are storing in the now this result which we got from this method add, we are storing that in the variable a again. And next again we are calling the subtract method, and the subtract method we are passing a variable a to that subtract method, and the subtract method basically will reduce or decrement the value of a and it will return the result, and the same result again we are storing in the variable a. Okay, now while executing these three methods, what happens to this object which we created new test, what happens to this object, and what happens to the value 10 which was storing in the variable a. It means where will it store, in the stack memory or heap memory? Everything we will discuss in this next part. Now, as we said, whenever we trigger this Java program, first it will trigger the main method. Okay, because main method is the first program main method which is executed. Okay, now when we start this Java program, first it will create a empty stack and empty heap memory. So here if you see, when this Java program is started executing, first it will create a stack memory, empty stack memory and empty heap memory. Okay, now next we discussed, first it will trigger the main method. So when this main method is triggered, next it will execute the line int a equal to 10. So whenever this main method is triggered, for this main method one separate block will be created in this stack memory. Okay, like this. So when this, for each method one block will be created in the stack memory. So when this main method is executed, one block for this main method is created, and here we are saying int a equal to 10. It means we are declaring a variable a and we are assigning 10 value to this variable a. Now what it will do, uh, this line is in main method, it will create a memory space. It means it will allocate some memory for the variable a in the in this block, stack block, and in that memory it will store the value 10. So here you can see in the main block value 10 will be stored here. Okay, and next what we are doing, next test t is equal to new test. It means we are creating a new object of this test class. So when this new test is triggered, it will create an object in the heap memory. So here, if you see here in the heap memory, object will be created, and this object is created at a specific location, right? So a heap is like memory. So that memory is divided based on the location. Okay. So now this new test object will be created at a specific location, and that location will have the address, right? So that address will be stored in the variable t. Okay. So when we call this new test, the new test object, the object will be created in the heap memory. So heap memory is used only for creating the objects. So when we call this new test, object will be created in the heap memory, and the address where this new object is created, that address will be stored in the t, variable t. So now this variable t will basically act as a normal variable, and for this variable it will create a memory allocation in the stack memory. And here you can see the address of this new test object will be stored in the stack memory. Now when we want to access this new I mean this object, test object, then what we will do, we will access that object using t. It means when we call t from the stack memory, we will get the address, means reference or address of the object, and from here it will go to that address and it will get the this object and it will use here. So like this it will work. Now next what we are doing, we are calling a method add. So when this method add is called, so whenever a new method is called, a new block will be created in the stack. So as we said here, for main method, this main block is created. And same way, when this add method is created, immediately for this add method, one more block will be created. So like this, one more block will be created. And for this add method, we are passing variable a. So this variable a has value 10, because here we are passing value 10. So here for this variable a, it will create a memory allocation here. It means it will allocate some memory for that variable a, and as that variable a has value 10, we will assign value 10 here. Okay. Now you may get doubt like, here already we are allocated in the main memory some memory. I mean in the main block we have allocated some memory and we have kept 10 value over there. And again here while calling the add method, again why we are creating a some memory here. So basically Java, how it will work is, whenever we are calling a method and passing a variable, so it won't directly pass the variable. What it will do, it will create a copy of that variable. It means here we are passing value a. So what it will do, it will create copy of that variable a and it will pass here. So that's why for this a, so this a and this a are not basically same. That's why for this a, it will create some more, I mean it will allocate some memory in the add block, and that value 10 will be stored here. Okay. Now now uh, when this line is executed, a plus 1, what it will do, it will increment the value by 1. It means we are passing 10, and when this line is executed, now the add block will contain a equal to 11. It means a is incremented and a as value 11. Okay. Now this will return a value. So once this add method is called, it will return this a plus 1 value. It means 11 it will return, and here a, the returned value will be stored in a. Okay. What happened? You see here, the main method a value will become 11, because here we are returning the value 11, and that 11 is stored in the variable a. That's why in the main block you can see A will be updated with 11. Okay, now once this add method is completed, I mean execution of this add method is completed, that block will be removed from the stack memory, because now there is no use of this add block, because this add method is executed. So this add block will be removed, and now we are in the main method. So we have only one method which is present executing. So that main block will be still present in the stack memory. And here in the main block, the value A will be 11, and same T will be reference to this new test. Now next what we are doing, next we are calling the subtract method. The same way it will call the subtract method by creating a copy of this variable A to the subtract method. The same way for the subtract method, it will create a one more block like this, and it will allocate a memory for this variable A, and that way memory will contain the value of the A which we are passing from here. So from here we are passing 11, and that 11 will be stored in the memory which was allocated for the variable A. Okay, now same way here we are decrementing the value of A by 1. So it will decrement the value by 1. It means it will become 10, and this 10 will be returned. I mean this this subtract method will return 10, and again the 10 will be stored in the variable A. So here we are again in main method, and this A will be updated with 10, and same way here you see the value in the memory allocated for the variable A is updated with 10. Now after completion of this A is equal to this line, our whole program is got executed, right? So after completion of this program, I mean here this main method will also be completed. So here the main block will also be deleted. So once all the program got executed, again it will be like empty stack like this, right? So again when we execute the same method or same class, same it will follow the same process like this. So this is how the objects of heap memory or in the stack memory will be stored. Now, so in this case we have seen only one thread. It means the everything which we are discussed here is executed in a single thread. So that here we can see one flow which was created like this. But if we have multiple threads, so the same main method was triggered by multiple times using multiple threads. So then what happens? So for each thread, okay, for each thread, this stacks will be created multiple times. It means for each thread it will create one stack. Okay, so if you have 10 threads, then for each thread one stack, it means for 10 threads 10 stacks it will be created, and in each stack or in each thread it will follow the same process. But for each thread, I mean if 10 threads are created, for all the threads it will create only one heap memory, and all the objects which are created in different threads all are stored in the same heap memory. Okay, so this is how the objects and stored in heap, and how variables or data is stored in stack. Thank, thank you so much.